A little bag of Sun Chips.
That's like, oh my god, that's something like an old man was like, girl, you look like an old bag of Sun Chips.
I went to
crispy and wrinkly.
Ew! I went to Hippie Hollow. Have you guys been or heard?
Oh
of?
my god,
I've heard.
yes.
I haven't been.
I went to.
The vegan people always go there. The poly vegan.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Poly? Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I was thinking like a poly vegan, but not like polyamorous and vegan. I was
yeah.
like, what does poly vegan mean? Like they gonna be vegan and not vegan? Like is that just normal?
No, they're the people who like to fuck.
But they want to eat right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so my friend, I'll say my friend Lindy says she was like, "Girl, come to Hippie Hollow with me."
By the way, welcome to Popcorn
Oh
Talk.
yeah, I'm sorry. Hi.
Welcome to Hippie Hollow Talk.
Yeah, welcome to Popcorn Talk, where the stories are weird and the pops don't matter.
And
Just
the
kidding.
cold starts always happen.
And the cold starts always happen. Anyway, so she was like, "Girl, come to Hippie Hollow," and I was like,
For anybody that doesn't know, Hippie Hollow is a nude beach here in Austin.
mm-hmm. And I was like, "There's nothing wrong with that. I have no problem with that. It's just I'm like, I know there's gonna be old guys staring at me. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be awkward." We also went on like a Tuesday. It was like Memorial Day. It was a Tuesday at like noon. That's like prime creepy old guy time.
Sounds
just
about right.
FYI. Anyway, so long story short though, it was kind of like sprinkling raining, so we were also under an umbrella and we're just like laying on our stomachs or whatever. And then we finally get in the water, and then like old guys were hitting on us the whole time, whatever. But specifically this one old guy, he comes up and he's just like, "I just want to let you girls know you are so cute. Whenever you were laying under the umbrella like that, it was really a picture moment." I didn't take a picture. And I was like, "You took a picture." But I'm trying to figure out, what did he expect from that moment? And I realized, though, this is how older gentlemen approach hitting on a girl. Like, young dudes just be like, "You're hot." But, like, older guys, I think they've, like, they're suave. Like, they've learned a few moves. So they won't outright come out and hit on you. But, like, that's what it is. And I'm just like, what do you think is going to happen? It'd be like, "Oh, my God. Do you want to swim with us?
You should have
Do you
taken
want
a
to
picture.
swim with us? You should have taken a picture." And I was like,
You
anyway.
want to take one? Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Meet me behind the bushes. Oh, it's boulders.
Anyway.
They have no interest in going to Hippie Hollow.
Nope. Me neither.
I'll just go in a more secluded area, and it won't be on Memorial Day at noon. That's for sure.
Yep, my ex-wife used to go a lot, but I didn't. I've never been.
That's why
tried to get
she's
into
an
the
ex.
Yeah. No.
But anyway,
The-
I actually had a more important story to tell, and now I've forgotten it.
I
was
did
about
work in a
AIM.
nudist colony once.
Oh yeah, we were talking about.
What?
What?
You worked at a nudist colony?
Yes, in the kitchen. It was like a 5-star restaurant in the news. I wasn't naked.
I'd
but
imagine they'd need clothed
Yeah,
people
you
to work
definitely-
in
Yeah,
the kitchen.
I'll
cannot be
say-
naked in the kitchen, but
Okay.
I've seen so many dicks in my life. You don't even want to know. So many old man balls. I know exactly what you mean, because it's all dudes and there's like 4 girls and 400 guys. Just like. And it's all old people. It's everyone you don't want to see naked is at a nudist colony.
I'd be afraid of getting certain things sunburned.
Dude, I saw a guy rollerblading naked. It blew my mind.
I guess you could.
Why risk it? That's so risky.
Yeah, you get road rash in
Yeah,
your dick.
yeah.
Like, God, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, it was a strange time in my life.
I'm just trying to imagine how you fall.
Forward.
Forward on rollerblades.
You've never caught yourself with your arms or hands.
Your dick's still hitting the ground if you catch yourself.
Like,
You fall on your knees. Like, I would sooner get my knees skinned and then my.
I'm not gonna like stop on all fours. Just gravity, like depending on how hard you fall.
Yeah, you could totally eat shit.
Yeah.
I don't have much of an opinion because I don't know what it's like to fall on my dick.
Well,
Okay,
I
to
can't
fall on your
rollerblade, so I don't know.
hips.
I'm guessing. Yeah, if you fall on your hip, you roll and then you get that.
Regardless,
Anyway,
you're not
Your butt.
gonna like slide just like if this is the ground like this. You're gonna wind up like falling forward.
I just figured you would like cover yourself.
Well, yeah, you would.
You're
But
probably not thinking about that if you're a nudist.
it's not just your dick;
I
it's your
sure
butt
as heck
too.
would be. I'd be always thinking about how to not injure my genitalia if I was
Yeah,
living
put
free.
clothes over it.
Yeah, I would definitely. I would definitely rollerblade not naked if I lived
Oh.
there.
Yeah, I mean, at least maybe you just wear a cup.
Yeah,
You just wear like a jock
strap.
a jock strap with your
strap.
ass out.
Just with the cheeks hanging out.
with like a headband and.
Why
just,
did you work at a nudist colony?
Because I lived in Tampa, Florida, and there was no jobs.
Oh,
to pay?
okay. It wasn't like during a time when you were
Paid like
wondering.
$11 an hour. This was like 2000.
That's not bad for the time.
I
Yeah.
was like,
It's
okay.
still. I was still
Did they pay
broke
you
as
more
fuck.
because they were hoping you would become a nudist too?
No,
Was it their
Was
way
it a
of
cult?
trapping?
it was definitely a cult.
Okay, it sounds really culty.
Yeah, it was Caliente. That was the name of it.
Oh my.
It was-
Caliente cult.
It was Spanish themed. All the food. I used to make fucking pico de
Cultiente.
gallo every fucking morning, and I wanted to kill myself. I couldn't eat avocados for like 10 years
That sucks.
because I just made it every day, and I was like, I fucking hate avocados. I hate them so much. And then one day on St. Patrick's Day, we had to make the corned beef, and I was at the fucking slicer for 8 hours.
Mm.
My fucking arm, I couldn't move it afterwards.
Is that
and
why
I-
you're a vegan now?
No.
From slicing corned
Yeah,
beef.
You're
I was
just tired
a
of it.
vegetarian when I worked there for a large portion of it, but yeah.
Speaking
Interesting
of old guys trying to get it in, whenever I was a kid, we were talking about pre
What?
MySpace days. That's a horrible transition. You're
Yeah,
right.
it is.
Yeah,
like-
you want to?
Let me
Try to get
finish.
it in.
Speaking of old guys trying to get it in, if you remember AIM chat rooms, like AOL chat rooms.
I did the
Yep.
chat rooms.
Yep.
I just used AIM.
AIM was the shit.
All right, but the chat rooms were fun. Besides all the old, like all the people pretending to be 15, but we know they were definitely not 15, trying to like have cybersex. Me and my friend we thought it was hilarious because we were young. We used to go in. It's like super late at night. It's like 2 a.m. All these people trying to like get something going. We would just go in and make our font bright yellow, and just like talk and chat in bright yellow fonts. So it was like burning everyone's retinas. We thought it was hilarious.
I thought this was going a way different place.
Yeah, so
but,
did I.
It's not. The
I'm
payoff
glad
is
it
not
didn't.
we
as
would
good.
I'm
we would
glad
just
it didn't.
no, we
Yeah.
would just we would make them max. They'd be like, "Get out of here, kid!" And we're like, "No, this is hilarious." We were like trying to cock block them basically with this like bright yellow font. It was really fun.
I never did AIM chat rooms. I always found people on forums, like music forums, like bands and stuff.
Mhm.
That's where I always talked to
Was
people.
this when you were AOL famous?
Not AOL famous.
I thought you were.
And mildly internet.
I thought you were mildly AOL famous.
No, it was internet. Face the jury. But any guy
Oh.
who had long hair and wore makeup, you were getting top.
Top
They-
8.
So what it would do,
Oh, okay. I was
Face
like,
the Jury
you were
was this
getting what?
website where everyone created a profile and you would put your picture up and people would judge you.
That's
and there'd
horrible.
be, like,
As a jury.
Yeah, as the jury, Face the Jury. And I was always top 5 like all the time, and there was like thousands and thousands and thousands of people. It was social media, but it was also part of it was that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were a guy who wore makeup and had long black hair, you were gonna be top 5 all the time because it was like when emo was really coming in and it
Oh,
was
yeah.
new.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, like I said, I had like thousands of people talking to me, thousands of messages, and I was like, everybody loves me. This is the internet. And then MySpace came and it was
Cut
like,
to MySpace.
"Ooh." Yeah.
Nobody likes me, not even my friends.
Yep.
I'm
I'm
not in
number
anybody's
8.
top 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing. Remember that? Oh man.
I'm gonna take you out of my top 8.
Yeah.
That was actually this is I want to say this is one of the moments where me and
We're aging ourselves, by the way.
Yeah.
that's all right.
Yeah.
Who do you guys think is the oldest? I
It's-
bet everyone's gonna say David.
Why?
I don't know. Because you're the biggest.
because he's closest to the camera.
Yes.
I just want to Photoshop you. I want to Photoshop you in all of our pictures, all of our promo
It's, like,
pictures.
too
You're just
big.
You're just bigger than us.
Or shrink you guys, make me larger at the same time?
Yeah, because according to the camera, David's arms are bigger than my legs, which is not true. But
No, not at all. I wish I had arms that big.
yeah, that'd be fucking awesome.
So me and I have a cousin. We were really, really close growing up, and we sort of started growing apart. But I really believe one of the moments that like put the wedge between us was MySpace. Whenever you had to,
Mhm.
she was like my number one for like ever. But then I got my first boyfriend, so he became my number one.
What was his name?
And his name was Matt.
Oh,
She was
was he
not.
in a band?
No.
Well, fuck Matt. Matt's a loser. Is he a loser?
He did think I was dying when I first met me because of a horrible joke I had on my MySpace.
Oh, okay.
Like that I was like dying of like terminal illness. It was not a good joke. I regret it.
so it was
Anyway,
a
but
pity boyfriend.
no, he actually had a moment where he was like, "Do I still want to date her? Even if it's only for like a little bit?" Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, that's sweet."
How long did you guys
But,
date for?
Like 2 months.
And then
Oh.
she died.
I was
then she died.
14. I died of my terminal illness. Yeah.
Yeah, remember when you were like 14, you thought you'd be with someone forever, and it's
Mhm.
like 2 months.
2
Feels
weeks
like
late-
forever.
2
yeah,
months, like 2 weeks later.
yeah, 2 months is a long. It was like more like a week for me. throughout high school. It was, like,
Maybe it was 4 months. It was like less
Month.
than half a year. For
so I
sure.
was in my like 20s. It was like
Yeah,
a
I didn't
month
have
was
my
like
first serious relationship till like end of my senior year in high school.
yeah.
And that's the only relationship you've been in since.
Yep.
Nope.
No.
I'm just riffing off of how long you guys have been together. You and
I
Lauren.
wish that you guys were
7
together when you had
years.
your long hair, so I could see pictures of Dorky David with Lauren.
With Lauren.
I've seen Lauren with Dorky David. Oh my
we can
god.
make that happen.
Oh, that hair wasn't dorky at the time in California.
Oh,
I
no,
know,
it was the right. It
every
was the
time I
right
see
choice
that
at the time.
hairstyle, I was like, oh, that guy is a dork.
It's California. Everybody
How
had
would
their
Face
hair
the
though.
Jury have reacted?
It was very Hollister.
Probably low.
It was very
Oh, it
Hollister.
would have
yeah.
been good. Yeah, I would shop at Hollister and Abercrombie. That's what that hair says to me.
Did you know? It's a fun fact. Did you know the smell in Hollister is manufactured? It's like a company called Mood Media. I don't know if they've changed their name or if they're out of business, but like the Subway smell and the Hollister smell are not real. They don't go around. Maybe they go around spraying their perfume, but they don't really do that.
Oh, you mean like
It's like a scent that comes out manufactured.
Interesting. I have a Hollister jacket that I've had for 15 years.
Holy
It's a
crap.
snow jacket.
Oh.
Hoth, Han Solo, Empire Strikes Back. Looks like that. It's very warm.
Nice.
It's
When I
still,
lived in my
it's still
van,
around?
it was a good, what?
When
a
you
jacket?
lived in your van? This is a story
I
we
was
gotta
homeless.
hear.
Yeah, I was homeless for a
Let's
while.
hear about it.
I just lived
Pre-
in a van.
Pre or post nudist colony?
Post. Like right after that. I lived
Changed your
in
lifestyle
a quote
completely.
unquote rape van. Because that's what it was. It was a van. A box van.
yeah, the box man.
That
which-
my friend gave me, and he spray painted like all kinds of like monster teeth on the front of it, and it said "meat is murder" and all this shit. It was like, it was awesome as shit. But I lived in that.
Yeah, if I saw that coming for me in the middle of the night, I'd be running hard.
No, I actually got a lot of people talking to me. It's like, oh, I love your van. I was like, you should be afraid of this. You shouldn't want to come to my van.
Go away.
So Face the Jury would have given the seal of approval. Would he have been top 5
David with his
with
dorky
his
hair?
Hollister hair?
No, this is they didn't really care for those
Yeah,
people.
I was gonna say I'd probably get bullied.
Yeah. This is
Put the
for cool
Bull and
people.
bully.
Cool people were on Face the Jury, not
Mm.
dorks. That shop at
Ouch.
Hollister.
I've literally never shopped at Hollister in my life too, which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Or Abercrombie and Fitch. I've been in them, but I've never bought anything from either of them.
Yeah, there's a, what do they call it? The prep. Prep was not those stores. Preppy.
Yeah, the preppy stores.
Whoa, Schmitten's coming in hot.
I literally just bought the jacket from Hollister because it looked like Han Solo's jacket. And I
It's
still
still
have it.
lasting you, so it was
Yeah.
a good investment.
When it was freezing, that was my blanket when I was in my van. And it's
Well, that picture that I think you saw, it was wearing the striped shirt, right?
school photo, whatever is under school ID.
Oh, the ID. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
that
yeah,
one
that's right.
wasn't for my for my senior picture because
Oh.
I still had the long hair in the senior picture. But usually it's like t-shirt, ripped jeans, like as a skater.
Yeah.
And it's like for all the other pictures, I had to like
Oh,
have
yeah.
something for like it was like a requirement. Like you couldn't wear a t-shirt in your senior picture
Oh,
and all
yeah.
that sort of stuff. We actually had to go to a like
Yeah, we had to do it as
a
well.
photography place to
Yeah.
get the headshots done.
Yeah,
To
I
get
remember
glamour
that.
shots.
yeah. Yeah.
Horrible.
Like stand in front of like the pull down of like bricks, like
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did it, I think, not in senior year, but maybe before senior year started because I still
yeah, it
had
was like the summer before.
I still had my long hair parted down the middle with 3 lip rings. And like the beginning of the year, I like cut my hair and took out 2 lip rings, so I only had 1. So it was more punky than goth. So I
Mhm.
went more punk than goth. And
Mm.
Actually, in my senior picture, I still had my shoelace belt.
nice.
Remember that? Because
But
the
that hair is-
photographer was like, "Can you tuck it
that
in?"
hair
Like,
is
"Oh,
prep
yeah."
or skater. That's where that was like that fine line of who is
Well,
this
it's
guy.
because like Zac Efron in High School
Yeah,
Musical
Zac
had the same
Efron.
haircut.
Yeah, Zac Efron is ripped.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, because I think I had that hair throughout. I'm trying to remember when I cut it.
Are you growing it out for that now?
Not the same style, but I'm
Oh.
just growing it out just to grow out.
Me too.
It was my first time I've ever been able to grow it out in the past 10 years.
Me and David are
That's
gonna have
true.
some funky side hair.
Yeah, you guys
Coming
have
up.
some curly cues
It's
happening.
so great when I wake up in the morning and my hair is just like up.
Oh.
Like probably a week or 2 ago, just like I woke up. I was like, man, my head feels like off balance. I was like, huh. I could feel like I was like, okay. And then like I walked around the bed in the bathroom on the other side and turned the corner and looked in the mirror. I was like, yeah, that explains it. And my hair's just like sticking up. Like, this is great. I love this.
I'm sad the group didn't get a picture in the group chat.
I'm going for the a la carte look, the long white hair.
The a la
Sephiroth.
carte?
Alucard.
Sephiroth.
A la carte?
Castlevania.
Alucard.
Castlevania, you know, Alucard.
I do.
And
It sounds like
Sephiroth,
you're saying
that
a la
long
carte.
white hair.
That's cool. I've been.
Or Inuyasha, his brother.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, when I wake up, my hair looks like the flock of seagulls because this side goes
Oh.
up and then this side goes up.
I love Flock of Seagulls so much.
We
That
know.
first album rules so much. Don't even get me started on Flock of Seagulls. I'll
We won't.
go to fucking town.
You were apparently singing one in one of the popcorn talks, and I was just like, "What song?"
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know to this day. I would have to hear it though.
It's fine.
I think it was for it was the end credits of something.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They did
What
in
if?
Spider-Man.
What,
Yeah.
yeah. Flock of Seagulls, Space Age love
Did you guys
song.
watch the most
Oh,
recent
yeah.
What If?
Yeah, it was
Nope.
weird.
I don't think I liked.
Yeah, I didn't either.
You don't
Like-
think you like?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think
I'm
I
on
liked
the
it. It was.
fence,
It's
too.
like okay, it's just like here's another universe. That's it. It wasn't really a what if.
Yeah, it was just like,
Like it was, but it
What?
wasn't.
Yeah.
I was eh.
yeah,
I like the ones that complete. Like I liked the concept of him. Like what did they call him? Like they call him like Doctor Strange Prime or something like
Yeah.
that. It was pretty interesting, like how they did that. Like it was his evil twin. That's all it was.
he looked cool.
Mhm.
I like his outfit.
Yeah,
He looked like a
But-
fucking wizard.
yeah, sorcerer. But it's. I mean, I was like overall meh with
Yeah.
that episode.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we're coming to a consensus that so far it's been kind of.
One good
Guardians
episode.
of the Galaxy one was a peak.
Yep. I watched the new Mortal Kombat animated
Again?
movie
Oh.
that I told you about, War of the Realms.
hmm
It wasn't good.
No, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it supposed to? Is it?
It's Annihilation. It's
yeah.
an animated version. It's better than Annihilation, but I mean, compared to the other one, the Scorpion one, it was like, this fucking sucks compared to
Yeah.
the amazing Scorpion's Revenge.
Does it take place like right after it or something?
Right after, it's a continuation.
Yeah.
And it just like starts out like Lord of the Rings, Helm's Deep, with monsters and monks,
Mm.
and then randomly a helicopter flies in and starts shooting people, and it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Cool.
And then it's got Jax and Johnny Cage and Stryker come out, and it's just like, I guess this is happening. And it has Sub-Zero's brother is main part of it. Smoke, Cyrax, and Sector in it.
What's Sub-Zero's his younger brother?
Yeah. And he's got the scar.
Yeah, I can't remember his name right now.
Linway, Kunway,
Cool.
Kun.
I know it's almost like kawaii.
Super kawaii.
It's like,
That's
I don't
super
know.
cute in Japanese.
but it's something like that.
I can't stop singing.
Oh, that was one of the things from Shang-Chi that really made me feel old. When he said 10 years ago when I got in America and they called me Gangnam Style, I was like, wait, that
was.
I
oh,
know.
that did come out 10 years ago.
Yeah,
I
I
was
know.
like,
Oh, shit.
it
It was a-
hurt to
it
think
was a
about that like
moment.
that. It didn't come out then. It was like, where I remember like around what was going on. It was like, okay, I had just got in the army. Shit, that was 10 years ago.
And that when she said she starts singing the songs to stop the fight,
Yeah.
you would be surprised when I would do sparring, the shit you would do that works that you would never think works.
Yeah, it's just weird distractions.
Like step on someone's foot, that works.
Mhm.
To hold them in place because they're like,
Oh,
what's
yeah.
going on? Or do the Popeye fist because people are like, what are you doing? And you're like,
yeah.
wow. All that shit works. If
Yeah.
you're in a fight, think of the most ridiculous shit and do it because it'd probably work. Unless they have a gun. If they have a gun, run.
Yeah.
Or try and fight them. I don't know. See what you're made of.
Or don't.
I don't know.
Just listen to whatever they have
Is
to
this
do.
part of Michael's Krav Maga teaching again?
Yes. In Krav Maga, we teach nothing of what I say because I am wrong. This is Michael's Krav Maga. And in Michael's Krav Maga, you always fight. Even if they have a gun, run at them.
So like
And you can maybe dodge it because I saw it in a movie once.
The
you can do like a
Matrix?
snake move.
in the studio of Michael's Krav Maga, it just has the Michael cut of all the movies you want to
Yes.
change in the background, you know?
With a flock of seagulls playing on repeat the whole time.
That's right.
It's casted by the flock of seagulls. Now,
Yeah. Oh, he's all fat and bald, and he's like,
He's the dude who signs you up in the lobby.
yeah. And he goes, "Hey, you know who I am, right?" And he always tries to let you know that he's the singer of Flock of Seagulls. It's like,
Yep.
that's my song in there, and no one believes him. 'Cause
You know
he
what
looks
I
like
did?
a mutant.
I ran so far away, and then I ran. Okay, dude.
Yeah, whatever, Baldy. You Charlie Brown looking motherfucker.
I feel like you sleep better at night knowing that we're getting along with your bits.
I know, right? We've been on a roll, three in a row. You guys get them, and aren't just like, I don't remember that happening. What are you talking about?
Because you say it so, it's actually funny. Whenever we're recording, it sounds like you're being honest. But then whenever I go back and watch, I'm like, oh, he's clearly joking. Why did I not get that he was joking? It just, it sounds so real in the moment.
I get that a lot. Anytime I talk to anybody about anything, they always think I'm serious. I'm the least serious person ever.
I'm
'Cause
taking it
Lexi-
seriously.
Okay, so were you
Have fun.
trolling
I'm taking it
us?
seriously.
Were you trolling us when you said you did not know there was a garage underneath?
No, I totally wasn't.
Oh,
I
okay.
totally wasn't. I was totally for real.
I was at work and I was like sitting there like, I still like I cannot wrap my head around it. That was actually one other thing I want to bring up about Shang-Chi. But, parking garage. Where do you park that you don't see this parking garage?
I come
Like
from
which apartments?
Mueller, and you take a left, and you go right in front of the road, the little area where all the shops are, and there's apartments on one side, and there's the Alamo on the other.
You passed the entrance
I've
to the
never
parking structure.
Yeah.
I think I go right before. I think the parking structure's over here, and I come in right here and go left every time, and I never look right.
Mm-hmm. I know
So I've
exactly
never
which way.
seen
Like, you know where BD Riley's is?
Sure don't. I only know the Alamo. Like I
It's
said,
literally across the street from. Well,
it's apartments across the
wait,
street
where's
from the Alamo.
Where's the Alamo entrance? It's at the. It's like there's.
There's actually an open field directly in front of Alamo.
Yeah, there's that cafe. Then there's the Alamo, or then there's like yogurt and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's the Alamo.
Mhm.
On that corner is BD Riley's, but behind it, 90% of the building
Yeah,
is its parking structure.
Never went there. I always go left and street park.
I
every time.
always do the exact same thing,
So
so
you
that
come
way.
in from Mueller.
I don't know where I come in. Okay, I don't.
Do
A to B driver. I just put it in.
you go through the roundabout?
Yes.
Okay,
oh,
so
that's what you meant when you said A to B driver.
behind, so like when you have the shop face right here, behind that is the parking structure.
Oh.
But it's like basically if like this little block
I'm
is
gonna act like I know what you're talking about, but I have no fucking clue because I don't look at anything except I just listen to turn left.
like if
turn
this
left.
is where the shops are, this is a parking structure.
Yep. Never seen it.
I could not focus on work because I was so confused on how you didn't know there was a parking garage.
But then after a while, it sounded like you were just trolling us. So I was like, oh, he's doing a bit. He's doing a bit, right? He's doing a bit, right? I don't know what's real.
Nope. I just put in the directions and listen to the directions tell me where to go. Sometimes I needed to go to the grocery store.
I was losing my fucking mind. I was so confused.
Because I go by landmarks, and landmarks always change.
Oh, that's
So-
horrible. Yeah.
Well, especially there because there's a lot of construction
Yeah.
going on in there.
That's why you park on the street, because it's free. Because they
That's
don't
not-
have
Well,
the meters are off.
The garage is free too, because I'll validate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I went in there like, hey, we validate your parking. You want to validate your parking? Like, what the fuck? This is the 80s? I haven't heard anybody say that since I was a kid.
Really? They do that at a lot of like malls and all that too.
I don't go to malls ever. I also don't drive ever. I always get people to drive me places because I have a fear of driving.
Well, that makes sense. You're an A to B
So,
driver who
yeah.
focuses on land masses that change.
Yep. Yep. I don't
I
even know how I got a license, to be honest. But hey, I got one.
The lady who did my driver's test when I got my license, it was like there was one part where we had to turn left at like a stoplight, and so like there's another, so you're like it's a T situation. So there's a main road, and I was turning left, but there was a guy in front of me, and so I just like followed in his path, and he kind of cut through the lane to get into his lane. And there was no one on the road at all. It was just me and the dude in front of me. And so I just like followed him. It's like, that's what normal people do. And she was like, if there had been a car there, you would have hit them. And she deducted points. I'm like,
Ooh, sick burn.
obviously I wouldn't have driven in the lane if there was a car there. It was so stupid.
You know what I had to get my license? Park in a parking spot.
That's all you had to
That's
do?
all I had to do. No
Oh,
parallel parking,
where
nothing,
was
because I would have
this?
failed. Florida, of course.
Oh, Florida had it again.
I can't parallel park. I always park like a mile away sometimes, just so I don't have to parallel. I always park away from everybody.
try to do that too.
Yeah, I always
I
park where
don't
there's
mind
nobody.
walking.
I like walking, and I always just try and keep it open for people who are disabled or old, because they might need it more than me.
That sounds like a really great cover for you just don't know how to parallel park.
I don't know how to parallel park.
He also admitted.
Yeah, I definitely don't.
No, I
I also hate
understand.
people, so if I don't have to be around them, in
Would
a
you
car,
like to learn how to parallel park?
Nope.
I got a camera on my car, so we could teach you.
My car's from 2010, so it doesn't have any. It barely has Bluetooth.
Yeah.
I somehow
have-
beat the system to have my car use Bluetooth, playing music. I don't know how I did it, but it shouldn't be able to work. but
I
it
still
does.
have manual locks
Oh,
and windows.
what really? I
So
thought you had
it's
a new
always
car.
no. No. It's always awkward though whenever like I order something and I'm like in the like yeah, and I have to like
And you still
lean over
to
to
the
like
dealership?
what?
Don't you take your car to a Kia dealership? Do you have a different car? I swear to God, you said you had a Kia that you
Well, you
take
can
to
still
the
get a
dealership.
service at the dealership.
Yeah, why? It's more expensive.
Only a little bit. There's a mechanic right next to my house who charges like almost the same amount.
I go to this place on Burnett that I've gone to for 6 years, and they've never tried to upcharge me on anything. When I get my oil changed, they just do my oil. They're Hispanic. They don't speak English very well, and I'm like the only white guy that ever goes there. And
So
yeah.
I had to do
yeah.
a little bit more for my driving test.
Oh.
Like I had to like drive the city, then drive through the highway,
Oh,
to
wow.
park in a
So you had to
parking spot, and then
drive.
parallel
They
park.
gave
yeah.
a shit to me. They were
This
just
is
like
driving in California, so yes.
driving to Florida. That's a nightmare.
I can't complain because whenever I moved to Texas, I was supposed to get my driver's license changed like what, it's like 4 months or something. You
Mhm.
have like a window you're supposed to change.
Mm-hmm.
I just like never did because
just-
at the time when I moved
It's
here,
a written exam.
at the time I moved here, I
I
think
didn't
I
have to.
was
I
20.
did.
Oh, I just.
It
turned
depends
in
on the
documents.
age. It depends on the age because like when I moved here, I was like 22, 21. I can't remember. Anyway, and if you're under 25 from out of state, you had to take the test again.
No,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I was
And
like
the-
20, 24.
Maybe my license expired and I had to redo it that way because I didn't have to take it. I just had to do a written like exam.
Mine might have. I don't know, because I didn't have to do an exam.
Yeah.
I just had to turn in documents. Maybe it's because like military, but
Maybe.
I was also 29, so
yeah, I don't know.
Well-
I didn't have to retake any exam or anything like that. I just turned in documents that showed that I'm a U.S. citizen.
It wasn't like that. So I purposefully was like, I'll just wait until like after 25 to do this. And then I just didn't. I just had my South Carolina license for like ever until finally it expired like in the pandemic. So I was like, well, now I have to get it done.
Maybe that's why I didn't have to do it, because it expired, and so I had to get one.
Well, no, having it expire is worse because now you have to do everything over again.
I just had to take a test, like a written.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway,
I might have to do it again next year.
maybe it's also, I don't know. Long story short though, it was also during the pandemic, so now it was like months expired, but that's also because like everything was closed and anyway, whatever. So it was during quarantine. I mean, anyway, so I finally go to the DMV and like I have to take my test again, like my written test or whatever, and I was like, oh Lord, like I might fail this. I might fail this. I didn't. Anyway, but so I was supposed to take my test again, but my tags are also expired. And it's a nightmare because they're also in South Carolina. And normally they would just like resend me my plates.
Mhm.
Like online, I could just pay for them and they just send
Mhm.
them. But like with the pandemic and everything, it just wasn't happening. Anyway, long story short, so I'm going to take my driver's test and she's like, yeah, we can't. And they even like, they took my picture, they got me ready to go. All I had to do is take the driver's test. I get out there and then I'm like, oh no, they're not gonna let me drive. My plates are expired. So they don't. And they're like, yeah, you're just gonna have to come back and like do this all over again. But then in the mail, I got my driver's license. So I guess they were just like, let's just hook her up. I don't know.
Are you one of those psychos that don't get your tags renewed? Because there's people in this neighborhood
That's
that
a
are like
leading. That's
3
a
years.
that's
over.
a leading question.
Plead the fifth.
I mean, it's true. They're from 2016.
I'm actually thinking about it too. I think I got my.
I'm working on it.
That's 5 years to get your
I'm
tags
working
renewed.
on it.
Wait, there's still.
No, I've changed them since then.
Oh, I thought it was 2016. Now I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I am up to code.
Okay,
I have definitely changed them.
okay.
They are not from 2016.
Because
to this
there's a
day.
guy, a white truck out here that's 2017 was his last time he renewed his.
You know,
Yes.
I've definitely updated them since.
No, I
then.
think I got my Texas ID first. So I had my Texas ID and my California driver's license. And
You
then
have an
when
ID and a license?
yeah,
I've just a license. Are you supposed to have an ID?
no, but I didn't. I think what it was is I would have to take the test if I wanted to get the driver's license. So I was like, could I just get an ID? Like, oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But then when I went to get my driver's license, I had to turn them both in. Like, all right, here's a new one.
I didn't
It's
take
like,
a
oh,
driving
okay.
test. That's so weird. Because I would
Like they
fail
gave me the
that shit.
temporary one and all that, but I didn't have to take a driver's test or anything. So
I feel like that makes no sense at all.
I don't know
It
why you have
doesn't-
to parallel park. Why do you need to do that? Why is that
Um,
required? I've never done it.
no, I do it often.
I've been driving
but
for Almost 20
we
years.
don't have to be driving at all. We have the technology to not drive ever again in the
feet.
rest of our life.
Bikes.
Feet. BMW shoes. Lamborghini. Diesel. Diesel take you anywhere.
Oh my God.
Are these things you learn in the army?
Volkswagen.
I'm actually just like waiting for
puns.
more.
I
Like,
think that's the last one I had.
Oh, come on, one more.
There's probably another one, but I can't think of it.
Okay. You're a disappointment.
It's not the only reason why.
oh.
But yeah, what I was gonna say, what reminded me of Shang-Chi, is, and it's really just Marvel in general now, is why. So I think I'm looking forward to Eternals, but overall, I think Marvel has gotten so ridiculous, it's not as relatable as it used to be. So like with the Avengers, you can comprehend somebody wanting to like commit genocide, like because it's something that happens every day. Like I didn't say you could relate to him. I said you can comprehend it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I
And-
related to him.
Yeah.
Of course,
You-
in your
you
skin
can- you-
suit. Was that last episode? I don't
Yeah.
remember.
You so you can comprehend that, like, it's tangible.
We also got to
Essentially.
think it from Thanos' point of view. He's been in the
Not e-
galaxy.
I'm not even talking about Thanos. I'm
Well,
talking
I'm
about
trying to make Thanos relatable.
You're
He's
just
been
talking
to
about
the galaxy,
villains.
and he sees
Thanos
everywhere.
wasn't wrong.
He sees everywhere that nothing changes. Everything's the same everywhere, and the only way to do this is this way, and it's the way it works because he's seen it work, and it's the only way to do it.
Well, he was just trying to do resources.
Yeah.
Thanos wasn't wrong.
Yeah,
He just went about it the wrong way.
Mm.
But
yeah, that's debatable.
but so it's like it's stuff like taking over the world. Anything relating into the world is a lot more tangible than what they're doing now with multiverse and all that. It's in destroying universe and destroying time and reality. It's like so incomprehensible because not a normal everyday thing that we can
Yeah,
think
it's
about.
a dangerous path to take for filmmaking because
Mm-hmm.
it goes over a lot of people's heads.
Yeah, exactly. And it's become this huge big thing, but like I think the reason we're keeping up with this is because they're slowly introducing it. But
Mhm.
it's like it's getting so ridiculous now that it's bringing in celestials like that are gods of gods. And
Are you trying to
creators of
say
gods.
they're slowly making us smarter?
No, they're not making it smarter at all.
No, my problem with it is a formula. Like every movie is sticking to a formula, and it's not going off the path like a Thor Ragnarok or Guardians of the Galaxy. Every movie we've seen lately follows the same exact formula. The ones we've seen,
Well, I think those two
since this
started that
show-
formula.
yeah, what Thor and I feel
Thor
like
and Guardians, it's just buddy comedies, and that's what they're sticking with and turning into superhero buddy
they
comedies.
still have their own distinct style to where
Well,
I feel
that's
like
just with the director.
all the movies we watched this year all felt the same.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have like there's nothing about the color that makes it stand out to me. It all looks the Marvel look
Mm-hmm. I agree.
compared to, like I said, Thor Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy have their own style, and
Well, I
they're
think-
going back. I feel like they're getting away from that because
I think those are the directors.
that's also
Heavily
true.
influenced by it.
But I feel like they're really sticking towards their formula and not having those type of directors. Like the Eternals director is known for those like documentary style films. Not really documentary. Not really a documentary, but it feels like you're watching a documentary,
Mhm.
like those real moments. But they got her to direct the Eternals, but I don't feel like her directing style is going to come across like
Yeah,
they think
is
it's going
it-
to.
It's Chloe Zhao, right?
Yeah, who won the
For
for
the Academy Award for
yeah.
No Man Land.
yeah, which was a great movie.
I didn't like it, but I definitely thought it should have won the award.
That was me. I was in my van. That was the movie related to
Yeah,
me. But
like, I it just wasn't my kind of style of movie,
Yeah.
but I absolutely agree it should have won.
it was really good. But I don't think her style of directing is going to show in this, and I feel like it's going to be a very formulaic Marvel movie. Already from the previews, it looks like it, and it's just like
Yeah,
I'm not into the previews at all. I don't care about these guys. My Marvel is scientists fucking up and creating crazy lab experiments. That's what I love about Marvel, and I haven't gotten that at all.
Release the Michael cut.
Yes. Like Spider-Man is a scientist, and we haven't got science Spider-Man. He's just like a fucking.
he's still
Kid.
in high school.
He's in high school, but he still was a scientist in high school. But he's still like, he doesn't have that brilliant.
It showed a little
Genius.
bit in, was it Far From Home?
Did they? I haven't
When-
gotten that at all from him.
Well, when he's working on the suit in, when he gets picked up in Netherlands by Happy,
Yeah, they
that's
do.
what it shows. It shows a very little bit.
Yeah, it's a little bit, but it's not as much as
It's not-
my Peter Parker is a science nerd.
Yeah.
Who's a fucking dork. But this guy isn't a science nerd or a dork. He's just kind of smart.
He's just
sometimes.
there.
Yeah. But he plays the Peter Parker very well. But the one I want is the science nerd, who I feel like Tobey Maguire was the science nerd.
Yeah.
And
no, basically.
And then they might bring him back. If Toby is on screen, I'm gonna cry. If
I
they
don't
bring back
remember
Toby.
him being portrayed as a science nerd.
Toby?
Yeah.
He worked in a lab with Dr. Octavius and all that in the second movie. And
they just showed it a lot more that he was actually doing experiments. And
I don't remember that at all.
Well, it was a long time ago.
And it's also me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goldfish brain.
But that's kind of the only thing I'm
Apparently
excited
goldfish actually have long memories for fish.
Well, then you're not a goldfish. You're a lemming. Lemmings? No, mayfly.
I was like, lemons just jump off cliffs.
I loved that game.
Dude, I love that game so much.
Yeah,
It
we
was
used
so much fun.
we used to have so much fun playing Lemmings.
But yeah, what I was saying with the Marvel thing is just it's.
What was I saying?
You're
Can I finish my thought real quick?
yeah.
No.
No, I'm excited to see the multiverse because the Spider-Man multiverse is one of my favorite storylines ever, and if they do it right, which there's no doing it right, if they do it in a way that works, and instead of just trying to make money, and if they actually have all the Spider-Mans come in, and all the villains, and have like the Sinister Six from all the dimensions, and all the Spider-Man have to work together, and we get to see them, like the Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, all them working together, and that's what I want. And I think they can do it, but they might not because that's what the fans want, and they always don't do what the fans want for some reason. But
No, what I was saying with that is just I'm not as excited as a lot of them, or I don't find them. Or actually, no, it's the opposite. I do find it more interesting now. It's because
do you find
like
yourself
they're going so much more
not wanting to see them as much as you used to when they first came out, like the older Marvel movies?
I like the newer ones better because it's just it's kind of like I'm kind of contradicting myself because yes, it's less comprehensible about going to space and doing all the things, but I like seeing that in the films because it's something new. But that's why I don't really know. What
It's
I'm
just
saying,
it's getting a little too fantastic.
it's
But I love the Fantastic. I didn't like the old Marvel movies because I don't care about the characters.
well, it's the stakes. I think are too fantastic for me to fully grasp, or to not even fully grasp. I understand it, but it's like it's incomprehensible because it's not an everyday thing.
Yeah, world and universe eaters are very tough to imagine because we've never
seen them.
Yeah.
Yeah. While even something as simple as in the Avengers, like aliens are coming to take over the world. That's a lot more comprehensible than a celestial coming to destroy the universe because something went wrong.
Yeah, interdimensions and shit. And it's like it was actually my big fear when they started getting cosmic was that they were going to go the dimensional route that just goes off the rails in comic books, and they've like, how are they going to do this on the screen? They just can't. No one's going to be able to comprehend this. That's why they never do the Fantastic Four right, because they can't, because it's fantastical. Everything about them is dimensional, the other worlds, other galaxies, and it's so vast and huge, and it's hard to wrap your head around it. Like the Silver Surfer is like an insane character that they threw to a movie for some reason, and the movie failed because they didn't do it right, because they couldn't, because the audience can't comprehend multi-dimensions, and they're slowly doing it now.
Yeah, I think
and
that's why I think
thing.
the way they're introducing it, like they're trying to make it more relatable, and they're not going too overboard with multiverse stuff yet. All they're doing with it is saying that there's multiple timelines, but they're not like converging dimensions or anything like that yet.
And I feel
they're
like
doing it very, very like slowly.
I just pulled a Billy Madison where he's like, everything you just said makes no sense.
A simple no would have sufficed.
Yeah, I feel like I just did. But
with Spider-Man, we're talking about the Marvel formula.
Which follows.
They absolutely have a formula.
Yeah, the color grade, or it's all the same. Yeah,
it's just the Marvel brand. But I remember I read an article when shortly after Black Panther came out that was about the writer of it, and I think the way, if I remember it correctly, the way they get selected to be a Marvel writer is, or the whole process of that up to writing the movie is like they ask you like to try out basically, and you have to write a script, a brand new script for them that's not going to get made or anything. It's just like
We're not going to use this.
yeah. Well, it's like it has nothing to do with superheroes or anything. It's just write us a script about anything you want, and then it's whoever they pick the script who wins. And then once they get that, you go to the studio and they give you an office and they give you every source material of the character that you're going to write about. So in this case, Chadwick Boseman, T'Challa in the Black Panther. And so he was given every source material about Black Panther and he had to read through it all and make a character and a movie based on what he read and how he would do it.
That's cool. I
and then it
appreciate
goes into that. And it's like, so it's interesting. Like the writers are subject matter experts on that character.
Well,
because of
ideally.
Because
And
of how
so-
invested into it they are.
So we
kinda-
can really blame them if they fuck it up.
Yeah.
You have everything.
That explains a lot because the Sony ones, like the Fantastic Four, the
Mhm.
newest one they did, the director didn't know anything about Fantastic Four.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like when you have the writer who's going to write every single line for it, like
Mhm.
dialogue and everything. They have to know the characters on a personal level.
How much did they get paid? Did they get 6 figures at least
I'm not sure.
for that?
But it was. I just thought it was pretty interesting. Like they just give you all the source material and like pick something you like out of it and go.
Could you imagine writing a script? Imagine how many rewrites they would send you. Like how many notes you would get from
Mhm.
the execs and producers, and just be like, I would fucking kill myself. Be like, I want to keep this in here. I want to keep, I don't know, Star-Lord fucking Gamora in the back of the fucking plane because it shows his character.
Well, I'm sure
And they're
they'll-
like, no.
you
That's
gotta
why-
think it's the same EPs every
Yeah.
time. It's like Kevin Feige, Louis Esposito, and it's they have the same EPs, and so it's you don't really like the notes are gonna be relevant. They're not just gonna be bullshit
Yeah.
like notes like that because there's not like it's not going through that many people. It's the writer and the studio head, which is Kevin Feige.
I feel like they should give someone else a shot because I feel like they're going into samesies territory with every movie, and I think that's not good. That's what killed superhero movies to begin with, is that they were all the fucking same, and now
Mhm.
they're going back in that direction. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
No, I think
I honestly like dread when we have to watch them now.
I
Like
think-
literally, I'm just like,
You know
oh,
what's interesting? We don't have to. We get to choose.
yeah.
well,
No, I think probably within the next 5 to 10 years it'll start slowing down.
yeah,
I'd imagine.
But think about
Just
how
for
many movies
cycles.
until then. That's at least once a month.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
like once a fucking month, and I'm fucking over it.
But my point is like it's just a life cycle of a genre. It's going to be about 20 years.
It's also like they're taking over the theaters. That's like the only movies that are in theaters. Like the last good movie we saw in theaters was Green Knight, and like
Well, the last good movie you guys saw
Well,
in theaters
I'm
was
saying-
Green Knight.
I'm saying in general, like
You mean the
It's an indie movie.
last original
original, yeah, like a really original like
concept.
like a independent sort
Sure.
of film that got released, and it just seems like the only movies they're putting in theaters are these huge, big blockbuster ones, and it's just like,
Well, there are probably lots
'cause
of other.
Daddy Mickey.
yeah,
Well, I mean, there could also Daddy Mickey. I mean, there's probably plenty of other movies that are just flying under the radar that we're not
no,
giving
I check
attention to.
Alamo every week to see what's
Actually,
new,
that
and
Nick
it's
Cage
always,
movie comes out in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, is it going to be in theaters?
Yes.
Is it only going to be at fucking South Lamar?
I don't know.
That's the problem. Like Pig. Did I talk about Pig yet?
No.
Okay, well, I did
Briefly.
watch Pig on demand because I couldn't see it at South Lamar, and it was a good fucking movie. It was really fucking sad. It was like not the movie you thought it was.
Wasn't like John Wick with a pig basically
N-
or similar?
John Wick
Like-
in the sense that there's an underground society of chefs. Like
Yeah.
if the Continental Club was chefs,
Mm.
Were
and
they
they had like a
nudists?
weird ring, weird like underground.
Yeah, like not actually murdering.
yeah, no, there's no
everybody.
murder. He's just trying to get his truffle pig,
Yeah,
which
from other
wasn't-
chefs.
which wasn't even his truffle pig. It was just a pig that he loved because his wife gave it to him.
Mm.
And his wife died. And the whole movie is about two men whose wives passed and them trying to hold on to it and connect. And that's what the whole movie is. And it's so sad. And it's just like, damn. And at the end of Pig, they play my favorite Bruce Springsteen song. His wife leaves him a recording, like, here's a song I'm playing for you. And it was this I'm on Fire by Bruce
Mhm.
Springsteen. Hey, little
Yeah.
girl, is your daddy home? You do things that I want to.
Did you cry?
Side. I haven't cried since year 2000, but if I could cry, I would have.
And then next would be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's a very specific sentence. Pig was sad.
Pig is very sad and great. If you want a great movie to watch, I would definitely recommend it. But it's a little slow. but it works.
I
I'm
started
okay with
watching Spike Lee's documentary series that he's coming out with
Hmm.
on HBO Max. It's called it's like New York Epicenter 2001 2021 and a half or something like that.
For some reason, Spike
That
Lee
name
scares me.
That name
Scares
is
you?
horrible.
I don't know. There's something about him that scares me. I don't know what it is. Maybe because he's like very like racially driven and political a bit in his films.
Yeah.
And as a white person, you know,
You don't want to be on the wrong end of that.
yeah. But he's an
know
amazing.
who this
Except that
person
one
is.
heist movie. All his movies are very good, except that heist movie he did with Gerard Butler. He did a heist movie. It's
Den of
fuck.
Thieves?
Nope. It
Nope,
was
because
from
that's the other way
90s.
around.
Yeah.
Because he was a cop
Yeah,
stopping a heist.
Yeah, it was the one where he's like
was still
hides in
heist
there
movie.
afterwards or something, and he like hides in the bank and then
You're thinking
after-
Inside Man?
Yes,
That's Clive Owen.
Clive Owen. Yeah, Gerard Butler.
That was a great movie.
God, I hate that movie. It's
Really?
so bad. Clive Owen and Gerard Butler are the same person. They look the same, don't they?
Brown
both-
hair, brown eyes.
And they're both like Irish, right? Scottish.
Irish?
Welsh? No, I know Gerard Butler's Welsh. I think Clive
Okay.
Owen's. I don't know if he's British or Welsh.
They look the fucking same. I think because I just watched that movie Gamer and Gerard Butler's in it. But I actually didn't watch it. I've tried watching the movie like 40 times and I fall asleep every time. Like,
Gamer?
Yeah, Gamer. Yeah,
It's not great.
yeah.
What was
Never
I
Yeah,
saying?
back
even-
to Spike Lee. Sorry, tangent. Tangent over.
But yeah, so the first episode is all about COVID,
Hmm.
and now the second episode, I'm about halfway through. It's about Trump.
Oh, great.
It's very
favorite
politically
president.
driven.
Uplifting, though.
Does Trump
It's a
die
joke.
at the end of COVID? Actually, we could probably cut that out. I don't want to get the FBI after us.
No,
That's
but also
that's like a smart move.
these
Michael.
episodes are also 2 hours long, so just
Ooh.
4 movies.
So it's 2 hours of misery. Let's learn
it's
all
not
about
uplifting.
COVID.
It's interesting.
I like
Well, because
interesting.
it's a whole bunch of different perspectives on it.
Oh, I see. That is cool.
But it is obviously still politically driven and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just interesting to see who is in it, like from FDNY firefighter to just a witness to the mayor of New York's in it.
Who was
Run, New
who was
York.
the guy in like? He made all the documentaries about like Columbine.
Michael
and-
Moore?
Yeah,
Mhm.
him. I had a social studies teacher that would play those for us just sometimes.
I thought that you were gonna say I had a dream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was waiting for like you had a dream that
something
Michael
weird
Moore
was
had
gonna happen with
pizzas.
Michael Moore.
You need to help me now. No, no, but she used to just like play them for us. I don't know. Maybe she just wanted us to like know about it or whatever. And I had an art teacher though who was probably like more right leaning. He would be furious when he found out she would play those. Rightfully so. He was like, he just felt like it was really unfair that like just no one should push a political opinion on like kids. You know what I mean? So he used to get really mad about that. And in hindsight, he's probably right. It's kind of fucked up.
I had in I think my sophomore year of high school, I had a social studies teacher who was very, very American,
Hmm.
but like
Was he white?
60s American. But like he was always talking about being against communism and socialists and all this sort of stuff. It was like not the bad kind of patriotism, but like the Cold War kind of patriotism.
Hmm.
And he always wore Timberland boots, and we called them the commie stompers. But he would always go on rants about communism and socialism and all. It was hilarious.
It's
I had a
strange.
social studies teacher in 10th grade, too.
Yeah.
End of story.
No, I just remember he was a very nice man who like had like a daughter who had a kid, and the daughter was like on drugs, so he took in the kid, and he would cry in class all the time, and he was like the nicest fucking guy, and he died of cancer.
Oh
That's
God,
depressing.
that's
Yep.
horrible.
I had an
That's
art,
my life.
I had an art teacher who was the heir to the Diebold safes
What's
and
that?
ATMs.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just a
I don't have money, so I don't know anything
multi-million or
about
billion-dollar
safes.
company that
And
makes the ATMs and
Oh.
safes.
He
and
was
all that.
choosing to teach art to
Yep.
kids in high school.
He was a uber hippie.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I bet.
Like pretty
How-
much lived out of his van. He'd just buy blank shirts
Did-
and paint on them and all that.
Did you know him? Did you guys share
I don't know.
van
yeah, I know
parks?
him. We're bros. I was gonna say, have you ever met a Bitcoin millionaire? They're all that long-haired hippies who are fucking dumb as shit, and they're
This dude wasn't
millionaires
even-
because they had bought Bitcoin.
This dude wasn't even dumb. He was just an interesting dude.
Oh.
But he used to always, like, his biggest thing, like, his saying was move your tools. Like, no matter what you're doing, just work. And just keep working. And I was like, huh. Like, he's such an eccentric dude. But it's like, I learned so much from just, like, some people, like, because people would be like, I don't know what to draw. I was like, just start drawing shapes.
Oh,
and
I
something
see.
will
Okay.
come. Like, just start.
Okay. Just get the movement.
Just get going
Okay.
and something will happen. That was those whole things. Just move your tools. Just start working and it will happen.
Okay, now that philosophy I totally agree with. If I thought he was saying just be busy, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, no. It was
Being
just like,
busy is
just
not
start
productive.
It and you'll figure it out along the way.
Yeah.
I was like, huh, okay.
I totally agree. Like, that's actually called activation energy. So like
Hippie alert.
Well, he played Grateful Dead in class, so it was awesome.
No, it's like it's a
And Tom Waits.
It's like it's the idea of marrying a thought with an action. So like if you don't want to get out of bed, if you just like take your blanket off, that's called activation energy, where you're marrying a thought of getting out of bed with an action, taking off your blanket, and it like propels you to move forward and actually do something.
Just taking baby steps,
Yeah.
I had an art teacher in elementary or middle school who was obviously gay and constantly said he had a wife when he didn't, because he was not straight. And it was he was very nice.
What, 90s?
Yeah, this is 90s, back when you couldn't be gay, but he definitely was. And he was very nice. He was always like, how do I explain my brain as an artist as a kid? I would make monsters, horrible little monster things when I was like, I don't know, 10, 11. And he would always encourage me and not be like, that's horrible, don't make monsters. But I would just make all these bloody monsters, and like, I'm pretty sure I was on a list as a kid because all of my art projects I found as a kid was like shooting zombies. I remember we had to draw a picture representing World War II, and mine was the ship that sank and all the sharks ate the guys, and that was my picture I drew in elementary school. So pretty sure I was on a list, like, watch out for this kid.
I was on a list too, but mine was in high school. I was having like mental breakdowns. I really was. Okay, one specifically was triggered by I used to have a really severe phobia of worms for a few different reasons.
So
but
don't watch Dune.
Yeah.
Or Beetlejuice.
It's like the parasites in your skin kind of situation. Not so much like worms, like giant worm, but like parasites. And like,
so don't watch that episode of Futurama.
So like I won't watch Parasite. Like, what was it about? Parasites, right? The movie Parasite?
No,
I thought people said it was like a science-y
No.
documentary type.
It's about
Not at all.
people leeching off people.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It's the definition of what a
it's a good
parasite
movie.
is. It's
Okay.
a phenomenal movie.
Well, anyway, I had a
2 movies in one.
severe phobia of like eye injuries, which actually is tied because I apparently have a sensitive optic nerve, so I can have seizures. So that makes sense. But then I also had like a severe phobia of like parasites. Anyway, long story short, there was a cherry blossom tree or an apple blossom tree outside of the building that I was in, and they like had these flowers, but they also had silkworms that would like hang down.
I get them when I'm running all the time.
Oh,
You would have not liked Alien Covenant.
Nope.
Because
Don't watch
there's
Alien Covenant at all.
Literally, he's looking at his eye, and a worm comes out of it.
I don't want to think about it.
Are we going to talk about our phobias? Because I only have 3.
No, I was going to tell you a story about how
Okay,
I
let's go
lost
for it.
my shit.
Let's hear it.
Okay, whatever. So apparently this chick was like making a flower headband, and she was like using my head as like the thing, and but I have to give you the context. So previously there was a chick in my math class where she was sitting with her sweater on, and I saw like a string hanging out of the sweater, and I figured because we were right next to the AC, I was like, okay, the AC's blowing, but then the AC stopped and it was still moving, and it like jumped into a different part of her jacket, and I was like, oh my god. And I was like, you've got an inchworm in your jacket. And so she like freaked out and like threw it off or whatever, right? And then she was like creeped out, but like just watching it like needle itself through was so gross. Anyway, and then the kid next door was like, oh yeah, it's from those trees outside, they've got the inchworms. So I avoided the tree like the plague for sure. But then fast forward to the girl making the headband, and someone was like, oh my gosh, where'd you get those flowers? She's like, the tree's outside. And I was like, ah! And I like, threw it off my head, ran out of the classroom. I don't know why.
Just don't want to be in the same room as a worm.
I ran out of the classroom, and like they sent me to the nurse, and I was just like, sorry, I'm crazy. And they're like, all right, you're good though, you can go sit back. Anyway, but after that, it was like unfortunately all around the same period of time, I think it was maybe like my junior or senior year, I was also going to lunch, and there was this chick that was always fighting with this guy or actually she wasn't always fighting, but she was just like fighting this time. She was being really, really, really just like fucked up to him. And like I was sitting with my tray and I was getting ready to sit down and she was like saying something just really horrible to him. But like the way she said it with like the venom in her mouth, like in her, I was just like, I don't know why that was like the switch. And I threw my tray. I screamed, threw my tray against the wall, so it's like sliding down, and like there's a cup of peaches. It's like stuck there. And this kid, oh my god, he was like a class clown, but and it was like right around the time of like the anniversary of Columbine, and he was like, Columbine was last week, and then I freaked out. I like ran out of the room. I was just like so angry because it was like there was just so much negativity happening, and I think it was building up in me.
So you're.
But after that, the principal, the vice principal, was like checking on me every once in a while. She would like come around my classes and just like watch me, and I was like, I promise I'm fine. We even had a heart to heart when I was sitting outside, and she was like, "What's going on?" And I was just talking about how like miserable things were, and she was like, "I'm gonna break it to you. That doesn't change when you get to be an adult. People are still really cruel." And I was like, what's the point
Thanks
of
for the
life?
support.
Yeah.
I know. But she did get picked on a lot. So I was like, damn. I don't know why I'm telling this story.
Yeah, now we know not to piss you off.
Yeah.
No,
Don't say anything. So the way I said rat, I should have seen peaches flying across the room.
she was just being so unnecessarily cruel to him. And as far as I knew, that kid was like really nice. It was just like I had it. I was like done. Yep.
Do you hear what I'm afraid my phobias? I only
Yes.
have 3. Werewolves, lawnmowers, and airborne viruses.
So if
Oh.
a werewolf had COVID and was mowing the lawn, like what would happen?
It's me mowing the lawn that I'm afraid of because rocks. I have a fear of rocks hitting the blades and damaging your legs.
That's a legitimate fear.
So I don't mow lawns.
One time I was mowing the lawn and a wasp got under there and flung up and stabbed me with its in the hand. I thought it was a rock. I was like, oh fuck, it was a wasp.
Oh wow.
Actually,
That's
maybe
really
it didn't
unlucky.
get caught in the rocks. Maybe it just stung me and I thought it was a rock.
Probably.
That's more.
It's more likely. Not like
for
getting
this story.
in the blaze and flying out like butt first into your hand.
For the story, that's what happened.
Nice.
I promise.
Werewolves, where does that come from?
I don't know. I think just being mildly afraid of dogs, and they're like the ultimate dog. Because if a werewolf, like, you can get away from a vampire with a cross.
Yeah.
Garlic, but a werewolf, you're fucked.
Yeah, you just need silver
Silver
bullets, but
bullets.
you don't
who the
just
fuck's
keep
got
on
that?
hand.
You're fucked if there's a werewolf chasing you. You are dead. You are completely fucked.
So are you afraid of Lola? Are you mildly afraid of Lola?
No, it's your other dog.
Jenna?
Yeah.
The
Well, now
one that
Kano,
you-
because he always looks angry.
Yeah, no, it's just they're big dogs.
Oh, the one that you shoot away and she was like, okay.
No,
then.
no, she's a little
That's
dog.
Lola.
I like the
never
little
mind.
dogs.
She's like,
It's the
Lola.
werewolf dogs. I kind of like. I'm
No,
cautious
because
of.
Jen's pretty big.
Yeah.
She's like up to here.
So how do you feel about Great Danes? Because
I've
they
never
don't
seen
look
one.
werewolfy, but they're giant.
But there
It's
is
just dogs in general.
there is that werewolf looking dog too.
Yeah.
The Lycan. It's like a German dog.
Then
Yeah, you wouldn't like Kano though, because he's like this. He's little
It's not that I
chonkers.
don't like them.
just they're scary.
Okay, he would just
I
scare
have
you.
a fear of
He
them.
also just always looks like he's angry because he's got the eyebrows.
And dogs always bullied me when I was a kid. They would jump on me and like pounce on me, bark at my face,
Oh.
and bite me all the time.
I've been bit by dogs a lot
Yeah,
too,
always
actually.
bite
I
me.
always thought dogs just didn't like me,
Yeah.
which is ironic because I wanted to be a dog when I was a kid so badly.
I think
so
everybody
badly.
did.
I was genuinely mad. I was born a human. I was so mad. But yeah, no, like I got bit by dogs many a time.
I was running once and got chased by 3 dogs. And I put it on my Facebook. Like, I was genuinely terrified and everyone thought it was the funniest thing. I was
Oh.
chased by these 3 dogs. I was like, I'm going to fucking die today.
on
Eaten by dogs.
on Christmas when I got bit in the face by a Doberman as an 8-year-old, I had to go to the ER to obviously get stitches. But then my cheek was so swollen, it looked like I had like golf balls in my mouth. Really,
Oh, wow.
my whole family thought that was hilarious that I was in pain and swollen. I was like,
Family sucks.
yeah, thanks guys. This is traumatic. Anyway,
What are David's phobias? Nothing?
I don't know, like phobias.
Scary. What's
What were you gonna say?
Cajun seasoning.
No.
You don't want to be associated with your roots.
No. Not at all. I don't know. Orcas. That's one.
Really?
Orcas?
Orcas.
That's fair. They're
There's a movie called Orca.
pretty
That's
aggressive.
like Jaws, but it's an orca.
Yeah,
that kills
exactly.
people.
They're fucking smart.
Yeah.
They're apex predators. Like, they go up onto shore and eat people.
They also have the
You haven't
penises
seen that video?
they can move.
No, when have they beached? When is
There's
a
a
beached
dude
whale?
walking on the beach, and then the waves come up, and an orca comes with it and pulls him in.
And this is real?
Are you sure
Yes!
it's real?
Oh my god!
That might
I
not
need
be
to show you-
real. I think you may have been pranked there.
I wish I could just like pulp the video right now.
So how was it a full-grown orca whale?
Yes, a full-grown orca.
However many tons orca whale surfed up onto the shore
It had a surfboard.
and then
He'd not
was pulled back by the current? There's no way.
Like,
If it gets beached, it's
He's
not
not
coming
all
back.
the way up. Like he went up with the current enough where he could stay with it and like wiggle back.
Do you
in.
realize the shore though? Like, let's say this is the beach, and then like this is the water.
I grew up on the beach. Yes.
I know. So
Which
like,
beach
I
is
don't
it, though?
understand how I wouldn't get stuck.
Depends on what coast you're on.
They have muscles too to back themselves up.
On the West Coast, there's the
It's like back.
They twerking into the ocean. They've got muscle to back that ass up.
like West Coast. This is the edge. East Coast, it's a slope.
Okay, I'm an East Coast
Continental
kid, I
slope and
guess.
continental shelf.
Yeah.
That was called, yeah.
Okay,
I
well,
need
that
to-
makes
I
more
need
sense.
to show you guys a video.
That's why we don't have
Yeah.
tsunamis, because the waves can't roll to get them on the East Coast.
Oh.
On the West Coast they can.
I
so.
just remember in high school, like when it was hurricane season, the kids, like the cool kids, are like, "We're gonna go surf."
Yeah,
So it's like the
'cause
only time we would get waves
Yeah,
on
you
the
go-
East Coast.
We used to surf on the street with those street boards, because in Florida, hurricanes, and there's be flooding everywhere, so you can just
Yeah. But
skim board,
yeah.
skim suit.
Bring it back. Yeah, orcas are fucking terrifying.
And they have the penises that can grab.
Yeah, and they play with their food. Have you seen the one where he kicks the seal up in the air?
Could you imagine?
I need to. You guys need to research orca murder.
Can you imagine swimming with orcas and it gets on its back and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go sit on it,
and it
its
grabs
penis,
you with its penis.
it strangles you.
Oh God!
First off, I would never be caught swimming with orcas.
Especially not naked ones.
So
Yeah.
I imagine little David at
Orcas need
SeaWorld,
pants.
little David at SeaWorld seeing Shamu. "Ah!"
No, I
screaming the whole time because he's near an orca.
It
like,
wasn't
"Oh,
more
go
until
pet it."
it wasn't more until recently,
Oh,
like
okay.
after like Blackfish era.
Oh, that's really sad.
Because I did go to SeaWorld like once.
I live in Florida, so I went a bunch. And it's
Yeah,
always
San
sad.
Diego.
It is really sad. I went.
Except the Indiana Jones show. Is that
We
a
have
SeaWorld or is that Universal? I don't know. Waterworld. That's the
Waterworld's
SeaWorld.
Universal.
Yeah.
That one's awesome.
No, is that SeaWorld? I don't fucking remember. They're all
Waterworld's
the same
at
place.
Universal.
Okay.
An elephant sneezed on my legs one time when I went there. It was gross. It was gross because I was like standing at the rail and I was a kid and I was wearing shorts and so I'm like at the rail. The elephant comes to me, sneezes on my legs, and like keeps doing his thing and I was so like itchy because it was like drying, you know, and I didn't want to touch it. I was itchy and I was crying and like we just like kept walking. It was hot.
When we
Gross.
lived in Arizona, we used to go to the Phoenix Zoo all the time, and we'd go to the summer camps there. And so we went there, and it was the first day. My brother and I were going, and we were in like two different classes, like age groups. And so I went to mine; it was all cool. My brother went to it was like his first time at a summer camp away and all that, so he wasn't feeling it, even though we'd go home at night. But basically, the first day,
Maybe he didn't want to poop in public. Like maybe he had to
It-
poop
it's
at home.
it's not because of that, and I'll get to that.
Ooh.
It is related. So he goes to scare these crows away,
Okay.
and it's like this 2 or 3 of them, or like one of them or something. And if he flies away, goes home the next day. Oh no! This is the reason that he didn't want to keep going. So he scares this bird at the beginning of the day, and he's like, a couple hours later, go by, and he has to go to the bathroom. The bathrooms don't have doors, and so he goes into the bathroom. When he turns the corner, the bathroom is full of crows.
Oh, what?
So in his mind, he's like, I bullied this crow. He got his friend. And because they saw a human in there, they started freaking out. So they all flew towards him to get out. And so this like traumatized him, like Batman. So he should have been like Crow Man. And so
The crow.
he like scared this crow. He goes to the bathroom. The crows are in there like waiting for him to jump him basically. And so this terrified him. He was like probably 8 years old, like no more than 8 years old, and just fucking. every time we still laugh. It's like, you thought you bullied a crow so bad that it got its friends to jump you in the bathroom.
That's actually not the most outlandish thing because crows are
Yeah, they remember faces.
like hierarchical in that way.
Mhm.
Like if you befriend a crow, have we talked about this? How crows?
I'm kind of
No.
like a crow. Like
I
if you're friends with you, I'll start giving you stuff.
I think crows are like the perfect
straw.
pet.
Yeah, I'll start giving you shiny things.
Well, they're also like super smart.
They
Yeah.
are. If
And
you
they,
if you befriend a crow,
Yeah, they remember faces and all that.
they will. Yeah, if you befriend a crow, not only will it befriend you and your offspring for the rest of your days, it will teach its offspring to
the rest
befriend
of
your
your days.
offspring. I'm just saying, your family and a family of crows can be friends for life, forever.
Or if you bully them.
They'll hate you for
Probably.
life.
It's like it's not that far off. Also, crows have like a vocabulary of like 25 words.
Mhm.
Also, The Crow is
You
an
could-
awesome movie that no one ever watches.
Aren't they remaking it?
Yeah. Have you seen The Crow?
No.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
count.
great.
It's a
I don't
god
count.
superhero.
Yeah, it's
of course
great.
I like it. Of course I love it.
Isn't there three of them?
There's 4, I think, and none of them have the original actor because he's dead.
Well, yeah,
But,
because he died during the second one.
First one,
First, at the
they
end
didn't
of
even
it.
finish it
That's right.
because he
And so they had
died
to fill it
a
in.
blank.
Yeah.
Someone had a live ammo
Well, the
and
whole
killed him.
conspiracy theory
Yeah,
behind that.
Brandon Lee,
Yeah, shrapnel.
Lee, no, what's his name? Bruce Lee's kid.
Yeah.
He was the actor in it. In The Crow, he's got like the
Yeah.
Sting from WCW.
I was just
stole
gonna say,
the look.
yeah. But yeah, because it was a blank. It was supposed to be a blank for him, but the shrapnel came out with it.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
And so that's why they say it was like there's theories behind like it was a hit or
This was on set.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on set during filming. You could. It's in the film. I think it's in the movie.
His
Yeah.
death is in the movie.
Like maybe
the scene.
the scene.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, but not
like
his.
they don't use that actual
Yeah.
take.
What do they do for the rest of the movie?
They had stunt doubles like behind the shots. They never did any like front shots.
Yeah. And luckily he wears makeup
Yeah,
the rest of the movie.
but he's like a goth musician whose family is killed and he comes back from hell to get revenge. And he just plays his guitar like how Batman hangs up all the gargoyles.
Yeah,
He's
that's
sitting
how
there
he plays
shredded. And that's not really shredding. It's more like playing like The Cure.
Yeah.
And him just like, it can't rain all the time. That's his own line. And he's got long black hair.
Yep,
and
he
stuff.
was killed during the filming of the first one.
That's horrible.
It's a rad movie. It's a very 90s.
You
Brad?
wouldn't like it.
Yeah, you might not like it, but it's good. It's one
Yeah.
of my favorite superhero
It's
movies.
a really good movie, yeah.
I'm sure for the time it was great.
It still
I'm
holds
not
up, I
gonna
think.
watch it in 2021.
I would. It's good. It's got cool characters. It's interesting. It's not a Marvel movie.
I think it's on HBO Max too.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I might have seen it
Yep,
because it
maybe.
sounds vaguely familiar.
Yep. Who else is in it? Can't remember who else is in The Crow besides Brandon Lee. Oh, it's got Ernie Hudson, Ghostbuster, the black Ghostbusters in it. And,
Oh, him, yes.
and it's got that one guy who you see all the time. He's like and have you seen Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves? He's a sheriff in Nottingham's cousin. He's also in Alien 3. No, he's Alien Resurrection. He's the ship commander, captain of the dudes, the
Resurrection.
ruffians.
Which one's that one?
The Resurrection is the one where she is part alien. And it's got the guy without legs.
Don't remember it.
Oh, okay. It's got a Baby Winona. This is Baby Winona. It's got real Winona in it. Did I ever tell you that story about why I pushed for you to get cast in David's movie? Because I thought you looked like Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
Wow, what a compliment. I
So
like
this-
sleep good tonight knowing that.
This is like the 80s.
So you didn't want me in your movie? You're like-
Resurrection is 90s.
You like had to vouch for me?
So I was thinking one of the newer ones then for some reason.
No, it's from the 90s when Winona Ryder plays the cyborg? No, what are they called?
The AI.
They have a name, the robots.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Are we?
Remember, I watched Alien Covenant twice because
Yeah.
I forgot I watched it once already.
Synthetics? No, that's the slang term.
Senses. Fallout.
What are robots called?
Cyborg.
That's half man, half robot.
I'm just trying to think of names that movies have used.
Yeah, symbiotes. Synths is Fallout.
Wow.
I got
Speaking
nothing.
of Cyborg, you see they're doing an expansion for Cyberpunk.
Yep. They're also doing expansion for Valheim.
Are they?
Yep.
All they? Are they?
Yeah. It's a new update coming out.
I didn't play it enough to care.
But yeah, me and my brother, it was kind of boring. But
Well, I just
Cyberpunk,
didn't-
I'm super stoked for.
I was playing it by myself, but yeah,
Oh.
I'm. It's like a quarter of CD Projekt Red is working on it.
And they hired develop like modders to work on it.
Mm-hmm.
which is funny. I don't know. That was all the videos I saw where it was like, oh, they hired modders.
I just read an article.
Oh,
They're like, you're gonna fuck with our game anyway. You want to just like work for us?
yeah.
Well, that's what that Bethesda just hired a modder who made like Fallout London.
Mm.
They hired him to like
The
work for
16-year-old.
him.
I know there's like a 16-year-old boy who like he just like totally recreated like a whole world in Skyrim or something, and it ended up actually getting shut down. But I think he did get hired afterwards. They're like, you can't use that because it's our property, but you can work for us and do that.
Yeah, but we'll pay you to do that.
Yeah.
Didn't
Okay.
on Minecraft they just finished creating that Lord of the Rings city, the stone one?
Minas Tirith.
Yes. I just saw a video
Probably.
for
I'm
it.
sure.
I'm
Oh,
sure,
I'm sure it
a bunch of
exists.
people have. I'm
Yeah.
sure a whole bunch of people have.
Well, apparently it's like a 10-year project. They were working on it and they finally finished it.
Good for them.
I've been watching a lot of the new rock stars just because of Marvel stuff coming out. And I think
Rockstars?
new rock stars.
What is that?
They do a lot of breakdowns of like the comic and Easter eggs and all that.
Mm.
And so it's like I've been watching that to understand the lore of the Marvel, and I think that's why I'm looking forward to it more because I understand the lore. I think that's what I was getting at with earlier with how it's getting so complicated.
Mm.
It's just so much to wrap your head around. But like now that I understand a lot of the lore behind it, it's becoming
meaning.
more clear. And yeah, it has meaning. So it's like, okay, I'm looking forward to it. for
Yeah,
this reason.
but that's the problem because no one's gonna know the fucking lore. Like I don't know the 10 Rings. What is that? I know it's the organization,
Yeah.
but
See
no
that I
one
didn't.
really.
That's what I
Yeah.
think that post credit scene was for.
And they still-
Celestial or Eternal.
I didn't
Weapon or
watch the
something.
second one because I wanted to leave. I know there was two. I only watched one in the
There
post
was?
credits.
Oh, I
Well, I
didn't know
watched-
there was a yeah.
Well, it's the sister taking over the 10 Rings.
Oh,
I've read an article.
is that way after or something?
Yeah,
'Cause,
it's
like,
the very end.
Like at the very end of all the credits.
Yeah.
oh, that's dumb because like then Alan will turn on the lights after the
Yep,
first
they
credits.
did.
Yeah.
They were like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can find it on YouTube, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, let's rank our Alamos.
well, I
Ma-
didn't go to the Alamo.
Well,
I
it's
mean, in
also
general.
super Austin specific.
Yeah, Austin
That's
specific.
all right.
What Alamo sucks
Well,
the most?
there is an Alamo in L.A.
There's one in Kalamazoo.
Yeah, because I think that's where the CEO's from. Number one is Mueller.
Mueller, yeah,
Just
Mueller,
because they have the new seats, they have the test kitchen.
100%.
and then Slaughter. I like the Slaughter one that we went to.
Yeah,
Filming.
same. Not only because nearby, but because nobody goes there.
Yeah,
And they also have they do the weird screen. It's like when I saw Akira in 4K
Mhm.
and redubbed, just awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 3 of us in there.
the Ritz also does a lot of weird old movies.
R.I.P.
Yep.
It's closed.
And
It's
what's-
also super small, which I loved. It was like 2 rows and that's it.
yeah, South Lamar is the worst.
You like
then
that?
Village.
I loved that. It was like a lot more intimate and all that.
Yeah.
It was super cool.
I saw 2001 there, and it was like the longest fucking movie. But it
I
was
saw
cool.
John Wick 3 there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Lakeline. I forgot about Lakeline. Lakeline is too.
I've only
like,
been there like once or twice.
It's too like commercial for me. Like it's stadium seating.
I've only been there like once or twice.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't
alright.
even think I've been to Lakeline. I've been.
So is
maybe
Mueller,
once.
isn't it?
No, Mueller
Stadium
is more
seating?
like classy feeling, where Lakeline is like
Stadium seating though.
yeah, but it's a different feeling.
In the village, I've been to like once or twice. I don't
It's
remember.
shit. It's shitty. It's like it's a less shitty version of South Lamar.
I just remembered another point that I was making about the
Okay.
Marvel with how crazy it's getting. It's because it takes immersion away.
Yeah.
See, no, that's so interesting because I disagree so much. Like, whenever something is, like the idea of like celestials, which is above someone's, like, it takes me now into a state of fantasy. To me, that's very immersive because like now I'm truly just like learning like a story that will never be my life.
For me, it's if I could relate to it, I could. It's more immersive to me. Like when I talked about fighting in the air,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know what it feels like to get punched in the air, but you know what it feels like to get punched in the ground. So it's more relatable, and that's what I think makes it more immersive.
I guess the reason why I understand the fundamental thought of that, but why I disagree is because there are so many other ways to portray something to where you could feel it, like the
did you
sounds.
Feel
or...
immersive during the dragon fight? Because I didn't. I was like, I'm over this shit.
So with the dragon fight specifically, the thing that took me out of the immersion was the really tight shots, so
Mhm.
you couldn't really see what was happening.
Mhm.
But and the CGI, I just feel like this. I feel like it wasn't done the right way. But like for example, the moments where like she shoots his throat with the arrow, yeah, I was immersed, 100%. So it's like to me, it's like. I don't know. It's like for
But
me,
that's something more relatable because
Yeah,
you know
'cause-
what it's like to get hit in the throat.
but like more so what was relatable to me is I was imagining being on the dragon watching that happening. I don't have any way to relate to
I
that other
imagine
than
it
being in
from
an
the
airplane.
ground. That's where I saw it from.
Oh,
Same.
I imagined it from being in his shoes, watching that happening,
Interesting.
and like watching it as like a dream, like a spectator.
It
To
was-
me, but that I think that might just be.
I'm with
my
you
brain.
where all those things
Yeah.
make you immersed, like sound and everything. But with
I'm
the
not
dragon
saying,
fight,
I'm not saying it's not immersive. I'm just saying
Sure, I
when it's more relatable, it's more immersive for me.
Okay, I guess I understand where you're going with that. It's just maybe for me, there's like a level of abstract brain working where it's like that is immersive to me to be in like to complete fantasy land. It's playing pretend that I'll never experience in real life.
I'm with both of you, because I mean, you can have a fight in space, but if the sound really matters. Like if you feel the sound,
That's true.
basically,
Mm-hmm.
then you're immersed. But I felt like in the dragon fight, there wasn't that sound you should be feeling and hearing, and I was out of it.
I mean,
So
that's
I'm
big.
kind of with Dave.
That's a big part of it
Yeah.
too, because when he's coming down and doing the ring thing, he's just falling. Like
Yeah.
we know what it's like to free fall,
But
but
it's
there's
forever.
something about him controlling what he's doing that made it less. That
Like
took
he
it away
could fly
from me.
now. That was weird.
Not even flying.
That's
He's
what's-
falling.
But it
But
felt like he was
it's-
falling for too long.
Yeah, and he was balanced and it wasn't like flailing or anything. So it's kind of like I was like, okay.
I guess to play with that point, if they were gonna do that, I think if you're gonna do something that's like really not tangible, intangible, you have to really focus on details. Like they could have done more close-up shots of like how he was manipulating the air around him,
Or just have him fly.
Yeah.
Just have him sit there or have him falling head down or face down.
That's fair.
That would have made it a little bit more relatable, and so it would have been, in my opinion, more immersive.
That makes sense.
And that's why I hate fly fighting, like in Black Widow and all that. It's too unrealistic, and I know what it's like to get punched in the face. I don't know what it's like to get punched in the face while flying, though. So it's like
true.
I can't relate to it as much. I don't know how much I know it hurts to get punched, but I don't know how much more it hurts to get punched by a superhero while flying and then hitting the ground.
I've been punched in the face so hard once that my contacts came out.
Are you serious? That's actually why I'm afraid of LASIK eye surgery, because
Getting punched in the face?
no, any head trauma. Like
Yeah.
that's
Oh.
why like
Yeah, it messes with
I
your
don't
eyes.
know if it's true or not, but like people who are not eligible for LASIK eye surgery are like people who do contact sports because the flaps can come open on your eye. And obviously my eye phobia, I'm just like never going to put myself in a position where my eyeballs will come open.
It's because I have squinty eyes and it's hard to get them in.
Oh.
I literally had to.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they got knocked out is insane.
That's wild. Yeah. How hard did you get hit?
It was a guy who was like all muscle, David size, pure muscle.
So
And
like 10 times our size.
It was my
in
first
ratio.
time
Looks like a
sparring.
bro.
Yeah, it was my
Like
he was a
bro-
bro. It was my first time sparring, and when you spar, you're supposed to go like 5%, but this guy
Yeah.
was like going 50, 60, 70, 80%, and I didn't know what I was doing, and he was just pummeling me because he was an asshole, and he just went, boom, contacts flew out.
Wow.
I had to go to the bathroom because everyone, I guess, thought I was crying, but I was really just my contacts came out and I couldn't see.
I'd be crying.
They fell in my boxing gloves, so I caught them.
Wow, that's really lucky.
Usually when you spar, you don't go for too many like headshots
Headshots.
either.
Exactly, and
You usually do body and
he got
shoulder
banned.
and all that.
Yeah, that's like he
He
was for sure
definitely
getting
got
banned.
Yeah,
One time in 5th grade.
body shots. That's what you
Like, it's
mean.
mostly about working on technique and
Yep.
blocking. It's mostly about defense than
Yep.
offense.
And in 5th
This
grade,
guy was an asshole.
yeah. What was Abbie's story? 5th grade.
Oh, in 5th grade, we for some reason had to play like class. It was like for field day, like all of our classes like competed in sports. And for kickball, the kid that was playing like, what is it? Who's the person that hits behind you in like baseball?
Catcher.
The catcher. I don't know sports. Anyway, the catcher was getting ready to throw the ball back as I was standing up, because like I had to bend down again. As I was standing up, launches the ball to the thrower,
Mhm.
hits me like right in the ear, right in the ear. And like it's a kickball, so it's like pong, and it's so loud because it's in my ear, and it was so like it was more like irritating than anything, but like that embarrassment and anger made me cry. So everyone thought I was hurt, but I was like, no, I'm like frustrated and embarrassed. Like I'm not crying because I'm hurt. It was not a good look.
I was playing softball as a kid. I had to have been like 7, 5, 6, 7, being the pitcher, and hit a line drive right in my face.
Mm.
Broke my nose. That's why my nose is jacked. Didn't go to the hospital or anything. That's my family. Walk it off. Broken nose. I saw all this stuff coming out of my nose, like all this like chunky stuff. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was brain matter. I don't
It's
know.
probably coagulated blood.
It was really disgusting, and I cried a lot.
Yeah, I can
A
imagine.
lot.
I would have.
Ah!
Mm.
And now my face is fucked forever.
If it makes you feel better, I didn't know you broke your nose.
Oh. I think it's this side that's kind of janky.
Oh, well, that's
One of
why
them.
I'm not on that side.
Yeah, you get my good side. You don't get the jank side. You don't get the mutant side. This is my mutant side because my right ear is messed up. I got the eye. I got weird. My eye always dries out. I got the nose.
Oh, I mean, they're all connected, that whole sinus region.
So, oh man, no, it's my estuarine tubes are fucked. My ears. Those are the tubes that go through your sinuses and release
Fluid and stuff.
fluid. Yeah. And
Going
mine-
back to her point of being, it's
Yeah.
all connected through the sinus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was being specific about what my problem is, and I don't know if it had to do with my nose being broken because I always had ear problems.
Ah.
So is everyone else in my family.
Maybe you were already vulnerable, so the nose injury like really just did damage.
I've probably got brain damage too.
I mean, taking a softball to the face would cause some damage,
Yeah.
I think so.
and not getting it fixed or set.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, just walk it off. That's the motto of my family. Even though we were so poor that we got government paid health insurance, so I could have went to the doctor.
Damn.
They just chose not to.
It builds character.
Yeah, exactly. Wow,
Going
I'm
for a
coming
little
off the
while.
rails on this one, didn't we?
Yeah, I said some embarrassing stories that I'll regret later, but there we are.
At least they weren't racist.
Well, yeah.
Just think about that.
Yeah.
I don't want to. All right. Well, I'd give my story like a 3 out of 10.
I'm gonna give mine 5 softballs to the face out of 10.
I'm gonna give mine 3 peach cups out of 10. Actually, no. For the story, I'd give it like 7 or 8. But for the remembering it and the internal
For
shame,
your feeling.
3 or 10.
For
Yeah.
how you're feeling about it now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give David's story 3 orcas eating people off the
That is
shore.
a 10 out of 10 of fear.
I agree. That's pretty scary. I guess maybe it seems ridiculous to me because I just think of Pinocchio when they get eaten by the whale, and it's like so never gonna happen.
You do know Pinocchio is about a puppet that comes to life, right?
Yeah, and that's my point. A puppet that comes to life gets eaten by a whale, and they all survive. That's how it's so
And he also
ridiculous.
turns into a donkey.
When the Mormons tried to
That
convert
scared me. That
That's
scared
Yeah,
me
that-
so
yeah.
bad as a kid.
me. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That scarred me for life.
Haven't had a drink or cigar since.
Yeah, I put my cigars down at that point.
Yeah, I don't fuck around with puppets.
All right. Well, oh my gosh, I can't wait till Halloween so we can talk about real scary stories.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna write some.
Okay.
If that's
I'm
fine.
trying to remember
Yeah.
some.
I'm going to just tell you the real stories and you're going to not ever talk to me again.
I don't really have any, so I'm gonna make some up.
Okay, I like it.
Or I could. No, I just revealed I don't have any, so I couldn't do like, is this one fake or real?
Oh, well.
Well, I have real stories if someone thinks they happened to them that I could tell. That I
Okay.
could include in my fake stories, and you could guess which one is real.
Yeah, I love
That
it.
could be a fun game.
2 truths and a lie with scary stories.
Yeah. Talipo. You want to read Talipo? I'm gonna read it. It's my favorite short horror story. It's an ancient folklore tale
Ooh,
about a tale. Lipo.
Tale about a tale.
really?
Huh?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'll make up one about the a killer who
You're just ruining the bits because you're spoiling the bits that you're making it up.
All right. Well, thanks for sticking around. If you have made it this far, you have probably something wrong with you. I'm gonna be honest, but we do appreciate
Except for
it.
you, Mom.
Oh yeah, except for you. You're our number one
number
fan
one fan.
for sure.
Dad's out of here.
If you
Papa
stuck
Sonia.
around,
Mama Sonia.
thanks. And you can like and subscribe and all that stuff. And follow us on social media at TV Party Time or TV Party Time Pod.
Did we say the Patreon? No.
We have Patreon, where we have our movie combat winners, and well, we're just doing bonus episodes that we think aren't necessarily they don't fall in line with everything. They're just bonus. So
It's just more
Yeah.
of us being weird.
yep, but they're more like
Shorter.
yeah, like under 30 minutes. But that's patreon.com /TV Party Time.
And if you can do it, we would like it.
Yeah, we'd love you more. Mom already love you enough.
We could possibly get better cameras for our singles.
That'd be nice.
Well, thanks.
Bye.